Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Don Edwards Park for tonight's Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League game between the visiting Lima Locos and your Licking County Settlers. Well, let's meet the starting lineups. First, for the visiting Locos, who entered the game with a record of 8-5. Leading off, shortstop number 29, Michael Diffley. Batting second, first baseman number 35, Cade Coloso. Batting third, the designated hitter number 32, Daniel Series. Batting cleanup, right fielder number 28, Anthony Amacangelo. Batting fifth, in center field, number 1, Mark Castelblanco. Batting sixth as the catcher, number 23, Christian Waltman. Batting seventh, in left field, number 24, Judson Ward. Batting eighth, on third base, number 8, Garrett Smetana. Batting ninth, second baseman, number 2, Justin Wiley. And on the mound tonight for the Locos, number 5, Tanner Hall. Locos are head coached by Jerry Newark. Now, we're looking at Settlers, who entered the game with a record of 3 wins and 9 losses. Leading out playing left field, number 6, Dylan Ott. Batting second baseman, number 28, Sam Wilson. Batting third baseman, number 30, Miguel Clemente. Batting cleanup, designated hitter, number 32, Garrett Roberts. Batting fifth, center fielder, number 2, Turner Hill. Batting sixth, right fielder, number 17, Brendan Ellis. Batting seventh, catcher, number 34, Cale Baker. Batting eighth, and first baseman, number 36, Nathan Dill. Batting ninth, shortstop, number 1, Eddie Pena. And on the mound this evening for your Licking County Settlers, number 11, John McCauley. Licking County Settlers are coached by Mr. Charlie Poole, assisted by again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out to tonight's soggy matchup between Licking County Settlers and the Lima Locos. Defensively for Licking County Settlers, in right field, number 2, Turner Hill. In center field, number 21, Austin White. Number 17 in right field, Brendan Ellis. In left field, number 6, Dylan Ott. At first base, number 36, Nathan Dill. At second base, number 28, Sam Wilson. At shortstop, number 1, Eddie Pena. At third base, number 30, Miguel Clemente. Catching for your Settlers tonight, number 34, Cale Baker. On the mound, number 11, John McCauley. Ladies and gentlemen, we live in the greatest country in the world with freedoms like no other. So all attention, please stand and remove any caps for the singing of the national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly revealed at the twilight's The umpire for this evening's game on the bench is Mr. Clark Husky. Behind the plate, Mr. Andrew Chavez. Licking County's battery for tonight's game, doing the catching number 34, Taylor Fisher. On the mound, number 11, John McCauley.
Welcome back in once again to Don Edwards Park here in Newark, Ohio for Great Lakes Collegiate Summer League action. Hello, everybody. We have the Lima Locos in town today to face off against the Licking County Settlers. Locos on the season 8-5. They are tied, or excuse me, they're half a game up in first in the Northern Division. Licking County coming into this one 3-9 after splitting their series above the border in the north in Canada. They split the series with the St. Clair Green Giants. Lineup today for the Locos, leading off and playing short will be Michael Diffley, batting second, and playing first Cade Beloso in the third hole, and the designated hitter will be Daniel Series. In right field and cleaning up will be Anthony Amicangelo. Batting fifth and playing center will be Mark Castablanco. Batting sixth and catching will be Christian Waltman. Judson Ward will be in left field and batting seventh. Batting eighth and playing third base will be Jarrett Cementana. And then Justin Wiley will round out the order, and he will be playing second base. Defensive alignment here for the Settlers. It'll be Dylan Ott in left, Turner Hill in center, Brendan Ellis in right. Then around the horn, first to third will be Nathan Dill, Sam Wilson, Eddie Pena, Miguel Pimentel. Cale Baker will be behind the plate. And John McCauley will be getting his second start this season. He is 0-1 with a 6.51 ERA. He's thrown 9 2/3 innings, given up 8 runs, 7 of those earned, 9 hits, 7 strikeouts, and 8 walks. Had some rain here earlier today, but clear skies, slight breeze, and we are ready for first pitch as McCauley walks up to the mound. The leadoff hitter will be Michael Diffley, the shortstop. Diffley this season batting .357. .491 on base percentage, 15 hits, 3 of those going for extra bases, and 5 RBIs. First pitch from McCauley misses high. So official start time will be 9:01 p.m. It's going to be a late one here tonight. It's 1-0 from McCauley. Looked at by Diffley for a strike. They'll leave the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Diffley from Chula Vista, California, standing in 6 feet tall, sees that one outside for ball number 2. 2 balls and 1 strike to leadoff hitter from Chula Vista, California. 2-1. Taken for a strike. That'll leave the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Diffley going to Arizona Christian University. Firestorm had a down year this season. 22-31 as that pitch swung on and missed for strike 3. So first batter that comes to the plate is retired by McCauley. And very quickly there is 1 out. Stepping into the batter's box now will be the first baseman, Cade Beloso. Beloso from River Ridge, Louisiana, standing in 6 feet, 220 pounds. We'll be going to LSU. It'll be Louisiana State University here in the fall. That pitch fouled off into the left side, so McCauley gets ahead of Beloso. Beloso on the year, .333 batting average, .442 on base percentage. He's got 12 hits, 4 of those going for extra bases, 1 home run, 11 RBIs, 3 strikeouts. That ball chopped high towards the second baseman, Wilson. Wilson coming on, throws over to first to Dill, and out number 2. So 2 pitches will retire Beloso on the 4-3 ground out, and that'll bring up the third hitter, the designated hitter, Daniel Series. Series from Canton, Georgia. Goes to Kennesaw State University, so teammates with pitcher Luke Torbert for the Settlers. Series this season batting .393, a .485 on base percentage. He's got 11 hits, 5 of those going for extra bases. He tries to check his swing, appeal down to the first base umpire. No, says Andrew Bowden, the field umpire. It'll be Clark Husky behind the plate. Series also has 9 RBIs, 9 strikeouts, and a walk for the Locos. That pitch fouled straight back. That'll even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Locos coming to this one 3-2 in their last 5 games during that stretch. Only averaging just about 4.5 runs per game, so it's been their pitching staff that has really righted the ship as that pitch looked at for a ball. Misses high. McCulley trying to go to the breaking ball, but just misses the top of the zone. Locos, of course, as we said, outright leaders in the Northern Divisions. That pitch misses high and inside. 3 balls and 1 strike to the number 3 hitter. But a lot of their games have been low scoring. On the opposite side, Settlers had a lot of high scoring games as of late. As series looks at the 3-1 for a strike. McCulley comes back with a fastball, so it'll be 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. As McCulley looks to get a 1-2-3 first. The payoff, yes he did. Strike number 3, so 2 strikeouts in the top of the first for McCulley. And the Locos are retired in order. We'll head to the bottom half. It'll be Ott, Wilson, and Pimentel due up. Settlers coming to bat here in the bottom of the first inning. Lineup today will be Dylan Ott leading off and playing left field. Batting second and playing second will be Sam Wilson. Playing third and batting third will be Miguel Pimentel. Garrett Roberts will be cleaning up and batting in the designated hitter spot. Playing center field and batting fifth will be Turner Hill. Batting sixth and playing right, Brendan Ellis. Batting seventh and catching will be Cale Baker. In the 8-hole, playing first base, Nathan Dill. And then Eddie Pena will be playing short and batting ninth. They will be going up against Tanner Hall of the Locos. Tanner making his third start of the season. He has a 3 ERA, does not have a decision yet. Has thrown 9 innings of work, 5 runs, 3 earned, 13 hits, 11 strikeouts, and only 2 walks. Defensive alignment behind him from left to right in the outfield will be Ward, Castelblanco, and Emma Colangelo. And then around the horn, first to third will be Beloso, Wiley, Diffley, and Cementana. Behind the plate will be Waltman. His first pitch from Hall is taken by Dylan Ott for a ball. Dylan 0 for 4 in his last game. That pitch taken for a strike to even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Ott was leading the team in batting average, was actually leading the league at one point, but he's cooled off. As of late, he's batting .333 on the season. That pitch flipped over the second baseman's head and into right field, so 3 pitches in, and Ott is aboard with a lead-off single here for the Settlers. It'll be Sam Wilson heading to home plate now for his first at-bat. Wilson was also 0 for 4 in the last game. He was held hitless for only the second time on the season in that 10-0 loss to the Green Giants up in Canada. Wilson this season still leading the team in batting average. He's hitting .422, It's a .490 on base percentage, 19 hits, 3 for extra bases, and 1 home run. His first pitch to Wilson, taken low for a ball. Wilson has 6 RBIs, 7 strikeouts, and 4 walks for the Dublin, Ohio native. So they check on Ott over at first base, but Ott back in time. Wilson in his last 5 games, 8 for 22. So he's also teetering a little bit, as he once led the league in hitting as well. As that pitch laced to the shortstop, Diffley, he fires over to first, and they will double off Ott at first base. So just like that, 2 away here. After a leadoff single from Dylan Ott, Wilson lines that ball to Diffley, catches it, and fires over to Beloso at first base for out number 2, and that'll bring up Miguel Pimentel. Pimentel in his first action since the games before they headed up to Canada. Pimentel did not make the trip, as did a handful of Settler players. So he's getting back in the starting lineup here tonight as Hall steps off the mound and resets. Pimentel batting .361 on the year, .477 on base percentage. That pitch low and in the dirt, skirts away for a ball. Has 13 hits, 4 of those going for extra bases, 1 home run, 8 RBIs, 9 strikeouts, and 5 walks as the 1-0 comes in, laced down the first base side, but goes foul. That'll even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Pimentel in his last outing went 2 for 5 with 3 RBIs. It's definitely eager to have him back in the lineup here today. So he takes that pitch on the inner half for a ball. Hall tried to come in with the changeup, but did miss that inner corner. 2-1 from Hall. Swung on, grounded towards the third baseman. He bobbles it. That's Smetana. He fires over to first baseman. Will retire Pimentel. So the leadoff single gets doubled off, and then Pimentel goes down on the 5-3 groundout, and the Settlers are out in their first half of this first inning. We head to the second inning. Score still tied at 0.
Raising Canes, Explorer LC, Falcon Retail Marketing, Excel Dryer, Chad Oval, LH, Donaldson Real Estate, Mayor Jeff Hall, McLean Company, Entrance Lawn Sensations, The Krieger Company, Local Roots Lawn Care, Your Draft House, Park National Bank, Sherrinbrook, Wilson, Shannon and Shaw, Layton Services, Shaw Mechanical, Network 9, SD Mechanical and Automation, and Vacuum Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. We have many more sponsors to thank throughout the game. If you hear any names that you frequent often, please tell them thank you for your support of the Lincoln County Settler.
McCauley back out for his second inning of work. He'll have the 4, 5, 6 hitters in Amicangelo, Castablanco, and Waltman. He retired the first 3 Loco hitters in order, had 2 strikeouts as he goes up against the meat of this Loco order now. Score 0-0 after both teams had their first at-bats. Locos went down in order. Settlers did get a leadoff single, but Ott was doubled off on the line drive from Sam Wilson. So McCauley to start the second inning is taken for a strike by Amicangelo. Amicangelo leading hitter for the Locos as he flares that one into right field. Brendan Alice takes about 10 steps back and settles under it for out number 1. So fly out to right field for Amicangelo, and he is retired very quickly. Stepping to the plate now will be Mark Castablanco, the center fielder. Castablanco from Clarendon, Texas, standing in at 5'8", 175 pounds. He's batting .250 on the year. On base percentage right around .350, 9 hits, 5 for extra bases, 1 home run, 8 RBIs. That pitch looked at for a strike. So McCauley getting ahead in the count early and often here to start this game. One chop towards the left side. It's going to be a tough play for Pena as he bobbles it. And Castelblanco will get on the error by Eddie Pena. That ball was going to be a tough play. Pena unable to field it cleanly. And Castelblanco will be on first base. Digging in now will be Christian Waltman, the catcher. As Castelblanco retreats back to first base on the pickoff attempt.
E6.
Waltman from Semmes, Alabama. Here's the University of Alabama, Birmingham, UAB. He's a Blazer. That pitch fouled right back. Waltman batting .125 on the season with a .167 on base percentage, 2 hits, 1 for extra bases, an RBI, 5 strikeouts, and a walk. He digs in for his first at-bat. Check over on Castelblanco again. One from McCauley. Runner goes, fouled off. As the Locos had the hit and run on there. This Locos offense averaging just under 10 hits per game. Averaging about 8 runs per game as well. We talked about how the last 5, about half that, about 4.6 runs per game. So have had troubles putting runners across the board, but you wouldn't know it as they lead the Northern Division. They are 8-5. They are 3-2 in their last 5 games. They split with the Graders and the Monarchs. As McCauley continues to check over on Castelblanco. That's 2 in a row. 4th one in this at-bat. As he's ahead in the count to the catcher, Christian Waltman. No balls and 2 strikes. Swung on and missed. Was Waltman, and McCauley with his 3rd strikeout here in the 2nd inning. So McCauley has it going on here early. Left fielder Justin Ward will dig in now. Justin getting his first at-bat this game from Russellville, Alabama, standing in at 6 feet, 195 pounds. First pitch from McCauley in the dirt. Good snare by Cale Baker, the catcher. So 1 ball and no strikes. Ward still looking for his first hit of the season. He is hitless. Has a 111 on base percentage, but that's due to one of his walks. Also has struck out 3 times. The Auburn University product. That pitch smacked down the 3rd baseline into a big old puddle down there on that left side. And McCauley evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Did get a decent amount of rain. Delayed us about 2 hours. Supposed to start at 7:05, but ended up starting this one at right around 9 as McCauley checks on Castelblanco. One from McCauley. Runner goes. Baker fired down to second, but not in time as that ball gets into center field. Castelblanco thought about trying for third, but Pena tracks it down. Excuse me, Wilson tracks that one down. And that'll go down as a stolen base for Castelblanco. So the Locos, with their 35th team stolen base of the season, they usually get about 80% success rate. Now there is a runner in scoring position for the left fielder in Ward. Pitch was taken for a ball. So 2-1 pitch fouled off to the left side. And once again, McCauley will even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. McCauley has gone 9 2/3 on the year. 7 of those innings have been scoreless. All the runs he gave up were in 1 appearance against Southern Ohio. That pitch grounded down the first baseline, but foul, and skipping into a puddle on the right side now. You see there are a few puddles in foul territory. Field looks pretty good. If you would have saw all the rain we got, there was a few puddles on the right side and scattered throughout the infield, but the grounds crew getting the field ready to play a late one here. As McCulley steps off and resets. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here in the top of the second inning, 1 runner on second base in Castablanco. The hitter is Judson Ward. McCulley comes set, gets his sign and delivers the 2-2. Flared right back up the middle, but Pena will give chase. He lets it fall in front of him, throws over to first, and got him in time for out number 3. So Ward grounds out to Pena at short, and McCulley gets out of a little bit of a jam. So we head to the bottom of the second inning. Score still tied at 0.
Again, Lincoln County Settlers would like to thank some more of our wonderful sponsors for sponsoring the 2018 Lincoln County Settlers. Texas Roadhouse, Tritium Solutions, Lux Showcase, KMA Electric, Heating and Cooling, JetBlue Construction, Calisaric Law, Faux Flooring, Mid-Ohio Development, Christy and Judy Cunningham, Dr. Curie, Red Local Mark Hoff, the Voss Family, Havenwood Group, Glen Liddy Remax, Keener Roofing, and Hickman's Barbershop. Again, thanks to all of our sponsors for helping this team out.
Do it for the Settlers here in the bottom of the second inning will be Roberts, Hill, and Alice. First inning led off with Dylan Ott with a single. He was later doubled off, and the Settlers would go down with their first 3 hitters. So Roberts getting his first at-bat in this game against starting pitcher Tanner Hall. First pitch he sees from Hall, swung on, big hack from Roberts, but no contact as that'll go for strike number 1. Roberts, top 5 in the league in RBIs, has been hitting the ball very hard as of late as he sees that one for a ball. Roberts' last game was 2 for 4 with a double, one of the bright spots in that 10-0 loss to the Green Giants as he fouls that pitch off and to the right side. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Utica, Ohio native. Roberts batting .348 on the season, .436 on base percentage. He has 16 hits, 5 of those going for extra bases. It also has 2 home runs with 16 RBIs. Like I said, top 5 in the entire league in RBI. So when there's guys on, he's been able to push them across. His curveball flared off to the right side. Right fielder Amicangelo coming, giving chase, and will make the running catch for out number 1. So a fly out to right will start off this second inning for these Settlers as Turner Hill will come to the dish now. Hill getting the start in center field today. Hill on the year, batting .262 with a .340 on base percentage. He has 11 hits, 3 for extra bases, 4 RBIs, 7 strikeouts, and 5 walks for the Marietta, Ohio native as he tries to bunt that one down the third base line, but it will kick foul as Cementana gave chase. Pretty good bunt by Turner. Was fair for about 3/4 of that trip down the third base line, but just kicked foul at the very end. So Turner will get back in the box and try again as he stands in 5'11", 168 pounds. Goes to Malone College. Turner started 46 games as we get the Locos head coach coming to talk to the umpire. Turner was not initially in the lineup today. It was Austin White. Turner was in the lineup. He was in right field, but he moved over to center field for Austin White as we get a replacement in right field for the Locos. We'll try to get a name and a number for you as soon as we can. So we have to sign from the home plate umpire that there was a substitution. That's Clark Husky behind the plate. The 0-1 coming to Hill. Curveball taken on the outer half for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike to Turner. 1-1 high and inside, 2 balls and a strike. Turner, during his collegiate season, we said he started 46 games, only struck out 11 times on the years. He takes that one inside up once again, 3 balls and 1 strike. Last 5 games, Turner has had 5 strikeouts, so a little bit of an anomaly as he only struck out once every 14 at-bats. That ball grounded to the second baseman, and Wiley takes a step to his left and fires over to first base to Beloso for out number 2. So 3-1 pitch grounded sharply to Wiley, but Turner would be retired on the 4-3 ground out. So that'll bring up right-handed hitting Brendan Alice to the plate. Alice did replace Austin White in the lineup. White still dealing with some back pain. As that pitch taken outside for ball number 1. White was initially in the lineup, but head coach Charlie Poole came up and told us he would be switching. That pitch skied high in the infield. Catcher Waltman and third baseman Santana giving chase, but it'll be the pitcher, and Hall calling off his fielders and making the play. So the Settlers go down 1-2-3 in their bottom half of the second. We head to the third. Score still tied at 0. John McCauley out for his 3rd inning of work as he will face off against the 8-9-1 hitters. So we can just flip that scorebook around. It'll be Jarrett Santana, Justin Wiley, and Michael Diffley here in this 3rd inning. First pitch coming from McCauley, taken by Santana for a strike. Fastball on the outer half. Santana getting the start at 3rd base today. He's batting 105 on the season. That pitch curveball taken once again, but catches that inner half for strike number 2. So very quickly, McCauley is up, no balls and 2 strikes. Only 2 hits on the season for the 3rd baseman from Chardon, Ohio. That pitch in the dirt. Bounce that one right in front of the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Santana goes to Kent State University. Has only 2 hits, 1 being for extra bases, 2 RBIs, 2 strikeouts, and 3 walks. 1-2 taken, strike number 3. That'll be 4 strikeouts early on here for John McCauley. First one looking. We are only through 2 in the 3rd innings, and he's already got 4 strikeouts. So McCauley is dealing here early on as Justin Wiley will dig into the batter's box now. Wiley batting 9th. He is from Birmingham, Alabama, 6 feet. 175 pounds, goes to the University of Alabama, Birmingham, UAB. He's a Blazer. That pitch taken for a strike. McCauley doing a great job getting ahead of hitters here today. 1 high and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Wiley, 293 batting average, 300 on base percentage. Has 5 hits, 1 of those going for extra bases. No RBIs, 5 strikeouts and 11 walks as he sees that pitch low and inside. 2 balls and a strike. The 9th hitter. 2-1 from McCauley. Shot into right field. Alice will take 3 steps to his left and settle under it for out number 2. So very quickly we have 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd inning after the strikeout looking and the fly out to Alice in right field. Top of the order now for the Locos. It'll be Michael Diffley. Diffley was retired on strikes in his first at-bat. 1 of 4 strikeouts on the day so far for McCauley. First pitch misses inside. McCauley tried to come with the breaking ball, but just missed that inner half, so 1 ball and no strikes to leadoff hitter Diffley. The 1-0. Curveball once again evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Diffley, Arizona Christian University. Firestorm had a down year this year, 22 and 31. That pitch taken outside for ball 2. Diffley, one of the better hitters on this Locos team, a team that hits about 300. That pitch looked at for a ball, so 3 balls and 1 strike. Hitter Diffley in the top of the 3rd inning, still no score with 2 away. 3-1 from McCauley. Fouled off to the right side as he works the count back to full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the top of the 3rd inning for the leadoff hitter from the Locos. 0-0 is still your score as neither team is really threatened. The Locos did get a runner on second base with 2 outs. That pitch fouled back once again. Almost a good snag there by Cade Beloso in the on-deck circle. However, the Locos were not able to get him across. So as Castablanco stole second, but that is where he would stop. 3-2 once again, grounded up the middle. It'll be a tough play for Pena, ranging to his left. Makes the big throw over to first base, but can't be scooped up by Nathan Dill. It'll get away. And Diffley will head into second base. We'll get a ruling here in just a second if that was a hit or not. Looking like it probably would have been, as that'll be a tough play for Pena at short. He was ranging up the middle and had to spin and try to make the throw over to Nathan Dill at first base. So that'll go down as a single for Diffley, and that'll bring up the first baseman in Cade Beloso. Beloso, in his first at-bat, grounded out to Sam Wilson at second base. First pitch from McCauley, curveball for a strike. So for the 2nd consecutive inning, the Locos will have a man aboard here on second base with 2 outs. 0-1 from McCauley. Looked at for a ball, evens the count at a ball and a strike. Beloso will be a freshman at LSU in the fall. He won back-to-back state titles in Louisiana with John Curtis High School and was later named to the Gatorade Player of the Year as he sees that one for a ball. 2-1. Account to the River Ridge, Louisiana native. Louisiana Gatorade Player of the Year, hit nearly 500, and his slugging was over 1,000 on the year. So a big-time recruit from the state of Louisiana as he sees that pitch low and inside, ball number 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. The left-handed hitting Beloso. Diffley stands over on second, 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd inning. The 3-1 taken just under his hands, but called a strike. So once again, we'll have a 3-2 count as John McCauley looks to navigate that 2-out single by Diffley and get his Settler team back in the dugout. Scoreless once again. First, he has to get through first baseman Cade Beloso. The 3-2. Taken, just misses that outside corner. Good breaking ball from McCulley, but that'll be his first walk of the game, as that'll put runners on first and second base for the designated hitter, Daniel Series. Series, his first at-bat was a strikeout victim, one of 4 strikeouts from McCulley today. And he's up here in a big spot. He has runners on first and second base, 2 outs, top of the third in a scoreless game thus far. Series teammates with Luke Torbert. They both go to Kennesaw State University. As that pitch tried to check his swing. Yes, he did, says the field umpire, Andrew Bowden. Series tried to check his swing, but could not. So he finds himself down on the count, no balls and 1 strike. The 1 taken for a strike once again, as McCulley gets in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the third inning. Runners on first and second base. Locos looking to push the first run across in this ball game. The 0-2 taken once again, strike 3. 5 strikeouts in 3 innings so far for McCulley, as he gets 2 in this inning. And we head to the bottom of the third, still no score.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of the beautiful things here at Don Edwards Park is the train. And it goes on by. Train keeps a rolling, folks. Train keeps a rolling.
It'll be Baker, Dill, and Pena here for the Settlers in the bottom part of the third inning. Score still tied at 0, as neither team has really put up much of a threat. Locos did have runners at first and second with 2 outs in the top half of the third, but were unable to push them across after John McCulley got his 5th strikeout of the game. So first pitch from Hall into Cale Baker, the catcher, is taken low and inside and for a ball. Baker, of course, from the University of Cincinnati. He sees his second pitch low and inside as well. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Baker. Baker batting .226 on the season, .351 on base percentage, 7 hits, 5 for extra bases. So doesn't hit a lot of singles. 3 of those extra base hits were home runs, as he looks at that one high. Once again, 3 balls and no strikes. 6 RBIs on the year for Baker. Also has 17 strikeouts. He's in the top part of the league in strikeouts, but also in the top part in home runs as well, as he's ahead in this count. 3 balls and no strikes. That pitch popped straight up the 3-0 on the right side. Second baseman Wiley gives chase, and he will settle under it. So Baker swinging on the 3-0 pitch and pops that up to the second baseman for out number 1. That'll bring up Nathan Dill, the first baseman, batting in the 8 hole today. Dill hitting .250 on this season. .375 on base percentage, has knocked around 5 hits, 1 going for extra bags, 2 RBIs, 9 strikeouts, and 2 walks for the Butler Bulldog. So he sees his first at-bat against starting pitcher Tanner Hall, taking breaking ball inside for ball number 1. Nathan Dill in his last game, went 2 for 4. Over the last 5, he's 3 for 13 as that pitch laced into right field as the right fielder gives chase and will settle under it for out number 2. So very quickly there are 2 away here in this bottom half of the 3rd inning. That'll bring Eddie Pena to the plate, the right-handed hitting shortstop. Eddie on the season, .263 batting average. He has a .333 on base percentage. He has 10 hits, 3 RBIs, 9 strikeouts, and 4 walks for the Fresno State Bulldog. First pitch from Hall, looked at low and inside for a ball. We did have a substitution in right field for the Locos in that last inning as that pitch looked at for a strike, 1 ball and 1 strike. It was Jess Davis going into right field. So that pitch looked at for a strike once again from Pena, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jess Davis going to replace Emma Cangelo in right field for this one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The shortstop, Eddie Pena here. See, grounds that one to the shortstop, takes a weird hop off the lip, but Diffley recovers, throws to first base, and he is called out by the field ump, Andrew Bowden, and that will retire the side as the Settlers go down 1-2-3 in the bottom half of the 3rd. We'll head to 4th, still no score.
Broken up their homes and houses to your Licking County Settlers. This year's host families are Jane and Mike McDonald, Jim and Crystal Falk, John Pardo and Michelle Salzberg, TJ and Amalia Lyons, Trevor and Brooke Donaldson, Tina Bell, Chad and Myra Campbell, Valerie and Steve Diedrich, Dave Douglas, and Scott and Stacy Bowen. Thanks to all of our host families for opening up your homes for the 2018 Licking County Settlers.
Four, 5, 6 coming to the plate here for the Locos in the top half of the 4th inning. Still no score as the Locos, no runs, 1 hit, and no errors. Settlers also no runs. They have a hit and 1 error thus far. This will bring up Jess Davis in his first at-bat of today. He replaced Anthony Emacangelo in right field last inning as he's first pitch swinging, flares that one to left field. Dylan Ott giving chase on the warning track and makes the catch. So 1 pitch, 1 out for John McCulley as Davis hit that one fairly hard, started carrying towards left field. Ott had to go over his right shoulder and onto the warning track, but was able to corral that ball for out number 1 as that'll bring up the left-handed hitting Mark Castablanco, center fielder, reached via the error in his first at-bat. It was an E6 by Eddie Pena, later stole second base. So he gets his second crack at starting pitcher John McCulley as he looks at that one for a strike. McCulley dealing early on. Has 5 strikeouts, only 1 walk. We know the walk has been an issue for the Settler pitching staff this season. That pitch rolled over to the right side as Dill heads over there, but it's going to be a foul ball, so no balls and 2 strikes to Castablanco. Settler pitching staff this season averaging about 7 walks per game. A .202 walks plus hits per innings pitched as well, so I've let a lot of base runners on this season. McCulley trying to rewrite that as that pitch fouled straight back. count will stay at no balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here in the top of the 4th inning, still no score. McCauley did get 1 inning of work up in Canada. That pitch rolled over to the right side, but it'll get through Dill and Wilson and into right field, and Castelblanco is aboard with a 2-strike single. That'll bring up the catcher, Christian Waltman. Waltman was a victim of the strikeout in his first at-bat. Again, McCauley does have 5 of those through 3 1/3. Waltman, the right-handed hitting catcher from the University of Alabama, Birmingham. He's one of 3 Blazers in the lineup right now as that pitch grounded to the left side. Pimentel over to second for 1 as Wilson not able to make the throw over to first base, but they are able to get 1 on the fielder's choice. So Castelblanco will be retired on the 5-4, and Waltman will be standing over at first base via the fielder's choice. Left fielder Judson Ward coming to bat now. Judson grounded to Eddie Pena at short in his first at-bat, so he's 0 for 1 today. As McCauley goes from the stretch, misses high and inside. 1 ball and no strikes. McCauley has been able to get ahead of the majority of the hitters that he's faced today. Hasn't been down much at all in the count. Only has 1 walk. That pitch looked at under the feet of Cale Baker, but able to pick it up in time. Waltman didn't get a good read on that one as he thought about running to second base a little bit late. So 2 balls and no strikes to Ward. Ward from Russellville, Alabama. He goes to Auburn. So he skies that one high and into center field as Hill gives chase. It looks like Ott will run in front of him and retire Ward. So after the single from Castelblanco, he was out on the fielder's choice. Judson Ward will fly out to Dylan Ott in shallow center field. And the Settlers will come to bat here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Score still tied at 0.
Starting your Settlers off, left fielder number 6, Dylan Ott.
It'll be top of the order here for the Settlers in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Dylan Ott, Sam Wilson, and Miguel Pimentel due up as the Settlers have only been able to come up with 1 hit, and that was Dylan Ott in his first at-bat. He singled in the first inning as his first pitch swing rolled over to the shortstop, Diffley. Diffley bobbles it and fires to first. Safe, says the first place umpire. So Ott is aboard on the E6 to lead off this 4th inning. So Ott 2 at-bats and has reached base twice as Sam Wilson will dig in now. Sam lined out to the shortstop, Diffley, which started the double play as Ott was just a little bit off first base and was picked off on the line out from Wilson. So Wilson looking for his first hit today. He was held hitless for the second time this season in his last game against St. Clair's. He looks at that pitch low for a ball. Wilson at one point led the league in batting average. He was hitting an even 500, hitting 422 right now, but not at the top, still in the top 10 as that pitch lays right back up the middle, hits the pitcher in Hall. Hall will try to make the throw over to first base. Good block by the first baseman Beloso as that was absolutely tattooed right off the middle of the back. It looked like in the pitcher Tanner Hall, you see him trying to stretch it out. Might have actually gotten a piece of his elbow as he's double over on the mound right now. Looks like he's trying to rub his bicep a little bit as Sam Hill got all of that one. Looked like Hall might actually have a play at first base, but wasn't able to recover in time. As you see the trainer out there, coaching staff from the Locos, Jared Gaynor, out there on the mound to check out his left-handed hurler. It looks like he's laughing with his teammates right now. Appears to be okay after probably a scary sight as he's going to take a couple of warm-up pitches. Wilson will be aboard with a single. Ott will move to second. So the Settlers are threatening here in this bottom of the fourth inning. As Hall appears to be okay, thankfully. As Coach Gaynor heads off the field, fielders go back to their respective positions as Hall is going to continue on in this game, but now finds himself in a jam. Runners on first and second, nobody out, and the third hitter, Miguel Pimentel, steps up to the plate. Pimentel grounded out in his first at-bat. He finds himself in a big spot here early on. First pitch looked at inside for a ball as Miguel goes ahead in the count. 1 ball and no strikes. Pimentel, a Lee University Flames product. He was 7th in the Gulf Shore Conference this year in batting average as he takes a big hack and swings right through that one for strike 1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to the right-handed hitting third baseman. Pimentel hit .372 this year for the Flames. Like we said, 7th best in the Gulf Shore Conference as he sees that one into the catcher's mitt for a ball, 2 balls and 1 strike. Miguel in his first game since before the Canada trip this weekend didn't travel up with the team. So he cuts through that one. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Still nobody out in a scoreless game. Here in the bottom of the fourth inning, Settlers are threatening. Sam Wilson on first, Dylan Ott on second. Tanner Hall, the pitcher, trying to work himself out of his first jam of the game. As Pimentel cuts through that one and misses for strike 3. So first strikeout on the day for Hall, and it's a big one. So he gets his first out here in the fourth inning. Garrett Roberts will dig into the right-handed batter's box now. Roberts flew out to right field in his first at-bat. Roberts, of course, top 5 in the league in RBIs, has a big RBI chance here right now with runners on first and second and only 1 out. First pitch from Hall, big hack, flared over to third base, going to be caught by Smetana for out number 2. Sounded like Roberts broke his bat on that one. So after the first 2 runners get aboard for the Settlers, the next 2 go down on the strikeout from Pimentel and the lazy line drive from Roberts. So very quickly, there's 2 away. As Turner Hill will dig in now. Turner is also 0 for 1 today. Had a ground out to the second baseman back in the second inning. So he looks at a pitch low and outside for ball 1. Turner in his last 5 games, 5 for 22, double 2 RBIs, Also has 5 strikeouts as he looks at that one for a strike. Turner prided himself on not striking out during the collegiate season. Struck out just over once every 14 at-bats as Hill checks on Ott over at second base. Hill playing at Malone College for the Pioneers, a team that went 34-18. Lost in the semifinals of the GMAC Conference Tournament. The 1-1 flared into left field as Ward gives chase and settles under it for out number 3. So first 2 men get aboard for the Settlers, but cannot get them around. Settlers go down. No runs on 1 hit, 2 left on base as we head to the 5th. Still no score.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the top of the 5th, it's Settlers ball games. It's sights and sounds in. So enjoy the sights of Lincoln County Settlers baseball and the sounds of baseball.
Eight, 9-1 due up here for the Locos in the top of the 5th. We have a pitcher's duel on hand thus far through 4 innings. Locos no runs on 2 hits, 1 error. Settlers exact same line across the board, no runs, 2 hits, and also 1 error as Jarrett Smantana will come to plate against right-handed pitcher John McCauley. First pitch swing and bounced down past the third base dugout and foul for Smantana. So he's down early on, no balls and 1 strike, as we've seen a lot from John McCauley in this game, getting ahead of hitters. That pitch chopped down the left side to third baseman Pimentel. Pimentel files true first, and in time to Nathan Dill at first base for out number 1. So 2 pitches in, and the 5-3 ground out will retire Smantana. Second baseman Justin Wiley will dig into the right-handed batter's box now. Wiley also 0 for 1 today. He flew out to right field in his first at-bat. First pitch from McCauley, taken low and in the dirt for ball number 1. Wiley, one of 3 Blazers of UAB in the lineup right now. He was a big prospect as he hammers that one to center field. Turner Hill giving chase and making the catch in the right center gap. That ball was tattooed by Wiley, but Turner Hill able to close the gap and make the running catch in that right center gap for out number 2. So 4 pitches in, and McCauley has 2 outs already. That'll bring up the top of the order in Michael Diffley. Diffley is 1 for 2 on the day. He struck out in the first inning and had a single in the third. He was one of 5 strikeouts for John McCauley thus far. First pitch to him, sees that curveball breaking right back over the plate for strike 1. 1 misses high and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. McCauley doing a superb job today keeping these Loco hitters at bay. So he tries to fire in the curveball, misses. Ball 2. Locos averaging about 10 hits per game and 8 runs per game. They should bat right around 300 and get on base about 40% of the time. So that pitch misses high and inside 4-3, 3 balls, 1 strike. Here in the top of the 5th inning, no score and 2 away. Diffley looking to reach base for his 2nd consecutive plate appearance. So that pitch looked at for a strike. So that'll move the count to full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. McCauley with 5 strikeouts already today. Looking for number 6 right here. The 3-2. Laced right back up the middle, but caught by Sam Wilson as that started to die as it got deeper into the infield. So another 1-2-3 inning for McCauley as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Score still tied at 0.
Next year's settlers, number 17, Brendan Alice.
It'll be Alice, Baker, and Dill coming to the plate here in the bottom of the 5th inning in a scoreless ball game here from Don Edwards Park in Newark, Ohio. Lima Locos and the Licking County Settlers have both only had 2 hits apiece and no score so far as that pitch from Brendan Alice fouled right back. No runners have reached 3rd base yet. Locos have had 2 runners reach 2nd base, and the Settlers finally got one to 2nd base in that last inning as Alice looks at that one for a ball, 1 ball and 1 strike. Settlers were able to get their first 2 hitters aboard as Ott reached via the air as Alice tattoos that one into center field, but Casablanca will give chase in that right center gap, very close to where Turner Hill made his catch, and will retire Alice for out number 1. Cale Baker will come to the batter's box now. Baker popped up to 2nd base in his first plate appearance. Cale was up 3 balls and no strikes in the count and had the green light, but just missed a pitch, as we've seen plenty of times this season. When Cale gets a hold of one, he can hit one a long, long way. His first pitch from Hill. Excuse me. Taken for a strike. Cale had a home run in the first game against the Green Giants up in Canada. It was a towering drive to left field as he looks at that one for a strike. No balls and 2 strikes. As Cale hit one off of the top of the scoreboard in left center field up in Lacasse Park in Canada. He's down to the count, no balls and 2 strikes. As he swings through that one, strike number 3 to Baker, as it takes only 6 pitches to retire 2 Settler hitters. So Hall is rolling right now as Nathan Dill steps up to the plate. Dill flew out to right field in his first at-bat. Dill had 2 hits up in Canada. He's 3 for his last 13 with 2 RBIs as the Butler Bulldogs. He looks at that one on the inner half for a strike. So Hall is rolling. Locos pitching staff has been carrying them as of late, only allowing just under 3 runs per game as that pitch laced into center field. Casablanca gives chase. It's going to be off the base of the wall as Dill will motor into second base with a stand-up double. So Dill gets a pitch that he likes and drives that to center field just off the base of that 380 sign out there in straight away center. And the Settlers have another runner in scoring position here with 2 away. Eddie Pena will come to the batter's box now, the right-handed hitting shortstop from Fresno State. He grounded out in his first at-bat on the 6-3 back in the 3rd inning. So Pena coming up with a chance to drive Nathan Dill in with 2 away. First pitch from Hall. Flared into right field, but the right fielder Davis is going to settle under it. So after the 2-out double from Dill, Pena needs 1 pitch, and he would be retired. We are finished through 5, still no score.
Starting off the line.
2-3-4 coming to the plate for the Locos. It'll be Beloso, Series, and Davis to face John McCulley in his 6th inning of work here. McCulley only giving up 2 hits thus far and 1 walk, so a good outing from the right-handed hurler as he takes that first pitch for a strike on the inner half. Beloso is 0 for 1 today. He grounded out to second in his first at-bat in the 1st inning and walked in the 3rd inning as he lifts that pitch into left center field. Ott and Hill giving chase. Ott on the warning track, not going to be able to come up with it as that ball bounces on the warning track, and Beloso will trot into second base with a lead-off double here in the top of the 6th. So the Locos, with their best chance to score thus far, have had 2 men reach second base, but both have come with outs on the board, 1 in the 2nd inning and 1 in the 3rd inning. But McCulley was able to work out of both of those jams, so we'll see if he can do it again here as the 3rd hitter, Daniel Series, comes to the plate. Series has struck out twice today, 1 swinging and 1 looking. McCulley has 5 of those today. First pitch, breaking ball, looked at for a strike from Series. Series worked a count full in his first at-bat and struck out, and then his second at-bat went down on 3 straight pitches from McCulley as he looks to repeat that one here again. Breaking ball taken once again for a strike, so very quickly, Series down on the count. No balls and 2 strikes here with no outs, and his teammate Cade Beloso standing on second base. McCulley comes set, checks the runner on second base, and delivers the 0-2. Breaking ball in the dirt. Good block by Cale Baker as that one was in the left-handed hitting batter's box. Baker making his 4th consecutive start. He was the only catcher listed on the roster up in Canada. They had Adam Mays, the pitcher, as their bullpen catcher, and of course Garrett Roberts has caught as that pitch swung on and missed once again. There's 3 strikeouts on the day for series number 6 total for starting pitcher John McCauley. As Jess Davis will step into the left-handed batter's box now. Davis getting his second at-bat. He replaced Anthony Amicangelo in the 3rd inning. Davis in his first at-bat only saw 1 pitch and flew out to Dylan Ott in left field. His first pitch from McCauley. Breaking ball right under the feet of Baker. Another good block as Davis checked his swing. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Davis, one of the 3 University of Alabama Birmingham Blazers on this roster. He's from Kearney, Missouri. Standing in 6'1", 185. So he tries to check his swing once again. He does. That pitch missed high and outside. 2 balls and no strikes to Davis. Davis on the year, 158 batting average, 238 on base percentage, 3 hits, 2 of those extra bases, and 1 of those was a home run. As McCauley checks on the runner over at second base in Beloso. Green Giants ran all over the Settlers in game number 2. Had to be upwards of 6 stolen bases conceded by the Settlers in that one. So McCauley doing a good job checking. As a check swing once again from Davis. 3 pitches, 3 check swings, and 3 balls. As McCauley gets behind the count. 3 balls and no strikes for the first time today. The 3-0 taken for his strike. So McCauley bouncing back and moves the count to 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. Still no scored, but the Locos do have a runner in Beloso on second base after his leadoff double. 3-1. Curveball alone in the dirt. Ball number 4, so the second walk given up by McCauley today. And once again, the Locos have runners on first and second base as Mark Castablanco will dig in. Castablanco has reached base twice today. He is 1 for 2, reached via the error in the second inning, and had a single in the 4th inning. Also has a stolen base to go along with that, so good speed from Castablanco in the 5-hole. First pitch from McCauley, taken high and inside. So the last 2 hitters, McCauley has gotten behind. If we talk about most of the hitters today, he's done a good job throwing first pitch strikes. McCauley comes set and delivers. Checked his swing, kind of a half-check swing. He wasn't really sure if you want to go around or not, but nonetheless, it will be a strike. So McCauley bounces back and evens the count at 1 apiece. Casablanco went to Clarendon Community College. As that ball gets away from Baker, runners will advance 90 feet. As that'll be the first runner today reaching third base for either team. So that'll go to 2 balls and 1 strike. Casablanco, as we were saying, he went to Clarendon College in Texas. He'll be transferring to Georgia Gwinnett College here in the fall. Bulldogs 34-20 on the season, and Casablanco batting .554 this season. Big spot here as he swings through that pitch. Evens the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Infield coming in for the Settlers. You see Eddie Pena probably playing just a couple steps in front of where he normally would. Sam Wilson about even with the bag, as is Miguel Pimentel and Nathan Dill. 2-2. Swung on and missed. Strike number 3 as John McCauley is dealing right now his 2nd strikeout of this inning. That's his 7th on the day. So a season high in strikeouts already for McCauley, as he is 1 batter away from getting out of this jam. Christian Waltman will come to the plate now, as Waltman looks at a curveball for a strike. Waltman today is 0 for 2, has a strikeout in the 2nd, and grounded into a fielder's choice in the 4th. The 0-1. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. So very quickly, McCulley looking for his 8th strikeout of this game and 3rd this inning. Going from the windup, shakes off his catcher. Baker gets a sign and delivers the 0-2. Checked his swing. Umpire will appeal. No, he did not, says base umpire Andrew Bowden. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the right hitting catcher in Christian Waltman. Cade Beloso stands on 3rd after his leadoff double, and Jess Davis on 2nd after his 1-out walk. 2 away here in the top of the 6th inning, no score. The 1-2 fouled right back, and we'll do it again. McCulley has faced a maximum of 5 hitters at most in an inning. This is his 5th hitter here in this one. The 1-2. Swung on and missed. Strike number 3. Baker will have to make the throw over to first base, and he does. 3 strikeouts in the top of the 6th inning for John McCulley as he puts the Settlers back in the dugout. We're still scoreless heading to the bottom of the 6th.
Now back to your Settlers, number 6, Dylan Ott.
Top of the order here in the bottom of the 6th inning for the Licking County Settlers, as we still have a scoreless game as both pitchers have been dealing. That's first pitch from Tanner Hall, taken for a strike to the left fielder Dylan Ott. Dylan today is 1 for 2. He had a single in the 1st inning and reached via the error in the 4th as he fouls that pitch down the first base side, and it gets behind the count. No balls and 2 strikes. At the University of Wisconsin Oshkosh Titan. The 0-2 pops into shallow left center. It's going to be a tough play for the left fielders. He runs on. That's Ward and makes the catch. So 3 pitches, and Ott is retired on the fly out to the left fielder Ward, as that'll bring up Sam Wilson. Sam is also 1 for 2 today. He popped up to the shortstop in the 1st inning. Lined out to the shortstop in the 1st inning. That was part of that double play where Ott was doubled off of first base and singled in the 4th inning as he laced one right back up the middle. Actually caught pitcher Tanner Hill. It looked like in the bicep, but Hill able to stay in the game as that pitch misses inside. Wilson been struggling as of late. He's 8 for his last 22. I know that might not sound like struggling as he sees that pitch for a strike, but he was hitting 500 at one point. He actually led the league, still top 10 in hitting right now with his .422 batting average, but like we said, by his standards, a little bit lower as that pitch looked at for a 2nd consecutive strike. So Wilson down on the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. That pitch low and outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. right-handed hitting second baseman. In that stretch, Wilson also has a double and 4 RBIs. This pitch popped up in the infield as Wiley calls off everybody else, and he will make the catch. So first 2 hitters are retired here in this bottom of the 6th inning, as Miguel Pimentel taking his hacks and walking to the plate now. Pimentel, the right-handed hitting third baseman from Lee University, is 0 for 2 today. He grounded out to the third baseman in the first and struck out in the fourth. His first pitch swinging and swings through for strike number 1. That 4th inning was the best chance for the Settlers. 2 scores. They got Ott and Wilson on for their first 2 hitters back-to-back as Pimentel looks at that one for a ball. But Pimentel struck out, Roberts popped out, and Turner Hill flew out to end that threat. Hill working fast. That ball hit right back up the middle. Be a tough play for Wiley. He fields it, and underhand throw over to first base to get Pimentel. So the Settlers go down 1-2-3 for the 4th time here today, and we'll head to the 7th. Score still tied at 0. John McCauley out for his 7th inning of work. He's at 89 pitches, has 8 strikeouts. That equals the same amount that Johnny Putnam struck out in game number 1 up in St. Clair. He'll have the 7, 8, 9 hitters in Judson Ward, Jarrett Smentana, and Justin Wiley. Ward today is 0 for 2, had a ground out in the 2nd and flew out in the 4th. As he tries to square the bunt, he does. It'll be fielded by McCauley. Fires over to first base and in time. What a play from John McCauley, hopping off the mound, going to the third base line, picking it up with his bare hand and firing a strike to Nathan Dill over at first base. So 1 pitch and 1 out as Jarrett Smentana comes to the plate now. Smentana also 0 for 2 today. He has a strikeout looking and grounded out to Pimentel in the 5th. First pitch he sees from McCauley, taken outside for a ball. Here's a little bit of action in the Settler bullpen. They sent all their guys down there as McCauley steps off. As McCauley looking to near the end of this phenomenal start here. As that pitch, broken bat, too short. Pena 5 steps to his right, fields it and fires to first base. Got him for out number 2 on the 6-3 ground out as Pena had to goal in that hole between short and third base, but was able to field it right in front of him and fire a strike over to Nathan Dill at first base for out number 2. So 3 pitches. And McCauley has 2 outs, as that'll bring up the second baseman, Justin Wiley. Wiley also 0 for 2 today. Has a pair of flyouts, 1 to right and 1 to center. First pitch trying to bunt, as Baker will pick it up in front of home plate and fire the out over to first base. 4 pitches And McCauley has gotten out of the 7th inning. It's time to stretch. Settlers coming to bat. Score still tied at 0.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, 7th inning stretch time. Everybody on their feet. If you know the words, sing along. 1, 2, 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and cracker jacks. I don't care if I never get back. So let's root for the Settlers. If they don't win, it's a shame, 'cause it's 3 strikes, you're out of the old ball game. Ladies and gentlemen, start your Settlers off. Bottom of 7, number 32, Garrett Roberts.
Bottom of the 7th inning, it'll be 4, 5, and 6. Coming to bat for the Settlers here in a scoreless game. Tanner Hill still on the mound for the Locos as he delivers a first pitch strike to Garrett Roberts. Roberts is 0 for 2 today. He's a fly out to right field as he takes that pitch inside for a ball and a pop-up to the third baseman as that'll even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Hall working quickly, delivers the 1-1, taken for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the designated hitter in Roberts. 1-2, swung on and missed. Strike number 3 as Roberts goes down swinging for the 3rd strikeout today from starting pitcher Tanner Hall. So that'll bring left-handed hitter Turner Hill to the plate. Turner today also 0 for 2. He has a ground out in the 2nd inning to second base and flew out to left field back in the 4th. So lefty-lefty matchup here as Turner sees his first pitch blown outside for a ball. 1-0 taken on the inner half for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to Turner. Turner 0 for 4 in game number 2 as he jumps back out of the way out of that one. Curveball misses inside. 2 balls and 1 strike, 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. That pitch swung on and missed, so that'll even the count at 2s. Turner steps out, readjusts his batting gloves, trying to disrupt the timing of starting pitcher Tanner Hill. Hill in a groove as that pitch bounces. 3 balls and 2 strikes. It's actually the first time today that Hall has been in a full count. 3-2 to Hill. Chopped down the third base line. Foul ball. That pitch just missed that third base line. And we'll do the full count one more time. As Hill trying to reach base for the first time today. Only 4 Settlers have reached base today. The 3-2. Chopped to the second baseman in Wiley as Turner busts it down the line, and it will be in time. So 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th inning on the 4-3 ground out by Turner Hill. And that'll bring up the right fielder in Brendan Ellis. Ellis also 0 for 2 today. He popped up in foul ground to the pitcher. Pretty good play from Tanner Hill coming off the mound, calling off his catcher and third baseman. And that pitch swung on and missed from Ellis as Hall matching McCauley pretty much pitch for pitch. Pitch taken outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Settlers got 2 runners aboard in the 4th inning, but weren't able to do anything with it. And other than that, only 2 other runners getting aboard, 1 in the 1st inning and 1 in the 5th. So that pitch laced into center field, but Casablanca will give chase to his right and make the catch. 1-2-3 inning once again for Hall, as we'll head to the 8th. Still no score. It'll be John McCulley once again here in the 8th inning. He's at 93 pitches thus far, as he will deal with the top of the order for the Locos. It'll be Michael Diffley, Cade Beloso, and Daniel Series. Diffley digging in. He's 1 for 3 today, has a strikeout, a single, and a lineout. First pitch from McCulley, taken high for a ball. Locos have threatened a few times today. Actually got a runner on 3rd base. We've only seen 1 of those. Today's that pitch taken once again, this time for a strike. Good breaking ball from McCulley. Had a runner at 3rd base in the 6th inning, but McCulley was able to work out of this. That pitch chopped to the backstop. 1 ball and 2 strikes in the 8th inning. Locos no runs, 3 hits. They also have an error. They've left 6 men on base. That pitch in the left-handed batter's box, but swung and missed. That's 9 strikeouts today for the starting pitcher from Butler, John McCulley. There's no other way to put it. He's dealing here today. 9 strikeouts as he's through 7 1/3 innings. Only has 2 walks, and he's given up 3 hits. So not much more you can ask out of your starter. As the first baseman, Cade Beloso will come to play. Beloso is 1 for 2 today. He led off the 6th inning with a deep double to center field as his first pitch swinging fouls that one straight back. Had a ground out in the 1st inning, a walk in the 3rd, and a double in the 6th. He was the runner that reached 3rd base. The only one that we've seen today was the LSU Tiger commit. He looks at that pitch taken for a strike in disgust. Was Beloso, as you see him rear his head back and take a walk out of the batter's box as he finds himself in an 0-2 hole to John McCulley. The 0-2 in the dirt. Good block from Baker. Going to move the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Settlers haven't seen a starter go 8 innings yet this year. This will be the longest appearance from their starter. It's 1-2 pitch. In the dirt once again, evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes as McCulley missed with the breaking ball on that inner half. So after getting down the count, no balls and 2 strikes, Beloso able to work it back to 2s. The 2-2 chopped down the first base line. Good play by Nathan Dills. He ranges to his left and fields it right over that first base bag for out number 2 on the 3 unassisted. as the first two hitters that have come to the plate have been retired, as that'll bring up the designated hitter and Daniel Series. Series, 3 plate appearances. We might get a substitution. Yes, we are going to get a substitution. It'll be Nathan Fancher. Will be batting for Series here in the 8th inning. Probably a good idea as Series 3 strikeouts today. He was 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts, 2 swinging, and 1 looking, as Fancher will get his first at-bat. First pitch, he takes that one for a strike. Fancher from Bluffton, South Carolina, 6 foot, 195, as that pitch misses inside. Evens the count at 1 apiece. 6 feet, 195 goes to East Georgia College. He'll be a sophomore this season. East Georgia, 32-17 on the year. Curveball misses outside. 2 balls and a strike. Fancher appeared in 45 games, 57 hits. It's a good season from him as that pitch laced right at Miguel Pimentel. And McCulley gets out of the outer half for a strike, 1 ball and 1 strike to Baker. Baker, of course, a lot of power for the former player of the year in the state of Ohio. So he looks at that pitch high and outside, 2 balls and a strike. Hit a towering home run in Canada, his 3rd of the year. Has 7 hits, 5 of those have been for extra bases, so he can put a charged one in a hurry as he fouls that pitch off to the right side, get even the count at 2 apiece. But with all the power he does have, he is top 5 in the league in strikeouts, had his 18th strikeout of the season, so a little bit of a trade-off as he stands in for the 2-2 from starting pitcher Tanner Hall. Time is called and will reset as Hall dings in that mound. Kale takes a half swing. The 2-2. Taking strike number 3. That's 2 consecutive strikeouts for Cale Baker as he takes that one looking this time to lead off the bottom of the 8th inning. Nathan Dill will head to the plate now, the right-handed hitting first baseman from Butler. Dill is 1 for 2 today. He flew out to right in the 3rd inning and doubled back in the 5th inning, deep off the base of the wall out there in center field. First pitch from Hall, swung on and missed as Hall gets ahead in the count. Hall threw 7 innings, 60 pitches. Yes, you heard that right, 60 pitches. He's at 66. Now here's 67, taken for a ball and going to even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Both these starting pitchers have done a remarkable job today, really limiting base runners as a whole. Still sees that one for a strike. Settlers and Locos each with 3 hits. Each have an error. Locos have walked twice, so there's 2 extra base runners for them, but none of those runners have been able to cross the plate. As Dill fights that one off to the right side, count will stay at 1 ball and 2 strikes here with 1 out. In the bottom of the 8th inning, no score. Tanner Hall going his deepest outing. His deepest outing before this game was 5 innings. That pitch misses high. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Dill. Tanner went 5 innings against the Lake Erie Monarchs back on June the 20th. That one gave up 2 runs, 1 earned, 6 hits, 8 strikeouts. That pitch swung on and missed from Dill for strike number 3. So back-to-back strikeouts for the starting pitcher, Hall. That's his 4th strikeout today, and very quickly he has 2 away here in the bottom of the 8th. Number 9 hitter and shortstop Eddie Pena digging into the batter's box now. Eddie is 0 for 2 today. He grounded out in the 3rd inning and flew out to right back in the 5th. First pitch from Hall, looked at low and for a ball. Not much action down on the Loco bullpen. You got a couple guys stretching down there, but haven't seen anybody get up to throw as Pena shoots that one over the first base dugout. It's going to even count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Eddie goes to Fresno State University. He played at Fresno City College prior to that as he checks swing right back to the pitcher, Hall. Hall comes off the mound, fields it, flips it over to first base, and gets Pena out on the 1-3 ground out. So Settlers, for the 3rd consecutive inning, go down 1-2-3 as we head to the 9th. Still no score here from Don Edwards Park. So you can close the book on starting pitcher John McCauley. A phenomenal outing from him. He went 8 innings, no runs, 3 hits, 9 strikeouts, and 2 walks. His mother, Shelly, watching and tuning in on YouTube with us. We appreciate your support, but it'll be Spencer Berg in relief on the mound, the left-handed pitcher from Baldwin Wallace College, making his 5th appearance. He does not have a decision. He has a 9.81 ERA and 7 1/3 innings of work, 6 strikeouts, 8 walks, and 17 hits, as he will get the 4, 5, and 6 hitters. It'll be Jess Davis leading off. First pitch from Berg, fouled off to the left side, so Berg gets ahead in the count. He'll have 2 lefties. It'll be 2 lefties and Davis and Castablanco for the righty Waltman. So very well, we could only be seeing Berg for the 2 lefties here to lead off this inning. The 1. Blooped it down the left field line, but it'll get foul, so no balls and 2 strikes to Davis. Davis came in the 3rd inning as he replaced Anthony Amacangelo. Davis 0 for 1. He flew out in the 4th inning and walked in the 6th inning. Down to the count here to Berg, no balls and 2 strikes. That pitch flared down the left field line. Ott will give chase, but that ball will get over the bullpen out of play, so the count will remain at no balls and 2 strikes. Spencer Berg, last appearance against the St. Clair Green Giants, was in that 10-0 loss on Sunday. He went 2/3 of an inning. No runs, 1 walk, no strikeouts. He only faced 3 hitters. The 0-2. That pitch looked at for strike number 3 as Berg gets the curveball right over the plate, as Davis not happy with that one. Talking to home plate umpire Clark Husky. But he goes down looking, and there's 1 away here in this top of the 9th inning. As Mark Castablanco will step into the batter's box now. Castablanco is 1 for 3 today. Reached via the error in the 2nd inning. He singled in the 4th and struck out in the 6th. First pitch from Berg, taken for a strike. Berg comes into the game and throws 5 pitches, 5 strikes thus far, as he sees yet another lefty. So we said it'll be a right-handed hitter next, so we'll see if Berg stays in the game as that pitch misses high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Berg comes set and delivers the 1-1. Curveball taken for a strike. Casablanco didn't like that call as flips his head back, walks back towards his dugout, and resets. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the top of the 9th. Berg looks in, gets his sign, comes set, and delivers the 1-2. Swung on in, missed. Ball squirts away from Baker. He corrals it, fires over to first base. Back-to-back strikeouts for Spencer Berg. That's 11 team strikeouts for this Settler pitching staff. Looks like Berg will stay in to face the right-handed hitting Christian Waltman. Waltman today is 0 for 3. He has a pair of strikeouts swinging and grounded into a fielder's choice in the 4th. So Berg will stay out there to face the righty. Only thrown 1 ball to 2 hitters. That pitch popped into shallow center field. Alice and Hill will converge. It'll be Alice that comes under it. And that'll be the 3rd consecutive 1-2-3 inning for this Settler pitching staff. We head to the bottom of the 9th. Still no score. Bottom of the ninth inning, no score here from Don Edwards Park in Newark, Ohio. Licking County Settlers and Lima Locos. It'll be top of the order here for the Settlers. Dylan Ott, Sam Wilson, and Miguel Pimentel. Ott today is 1 for 3. He has reached base twice, once on an error. That ball grounded to the left side, bounced off the shortstop's glove, and Ott will be aboard with the lead-off hit. I'm being told it's a hit from our statistician. So Ott starts this inning off like he started off the first inning with a single, and that's the winning run over there on first base. Settlers have not walked off yet this season. They have been walked off on twice, one via the hit by pitch and one via the balk. So the Settlers looking to get on the winning side of a walk-off here today as Sam Wilson steps into the plate. Wilson, 1 for 3 today, has a single as he squares to bunt. That pitch inside, third baseman charging. 1 ball and no strikes. Wilson popped up to the shortstop in the first, lined out in the shortstop in the first, singled in the fourth, and popped up to the second baseman in the 6th inning. Third baseman Smantana on the grass. He's charging in as Wilson squares to bunt. Gets it down, goes right back to the pitcher, but it'll be the third baseman that fields it. Ott thought about trying over to third base as he slides back in, slipped on the dirt a little bit there. There was not anybody at third base. The pitcher, Hall, looked like he was about to field it, but Smantana cut him off, but Hall wisely made it over to third. So Sam Wilson does his job, puts Dylan Ott in scoring position now as we'll get a mound visit from the Locos. Settlers had a chance to score in the 4th inning. They got Ott and Wilson on to lead off that 4th inning. Then the strikeout from Pimentel, pop-up from Roberts, and fly-out from Hill ended that threat. Since then, and before then, really haven't had much of an inning put together. They've got a guy on here and there, but nothing really in a row. Hall has been phenomenal today. He has not walked anybody, and he's only given up 4 hits. 4 hits and an error, so 5 base runners for the Settlers here today, and that's all they've been able to muster up. But a chance to win the game here as Miguel Pimentel will come up with the game-winning run in Dylan Ott on second base. Pimentel is hitless today. He's 0 for 3, 2 ground outs and a strikeout from the right-handed hitting Lee University Flame. First pitch from Hall. Popped up right back. It'll get out of play. No balls and 1 strike to Pimentel. Pimentel, one of 2 Licking County Settlers returning for this season. Him and Johnny Putnam are the only 2 donning the Settler uniform once again. Pimentel comes up with the game-winning run on second base, the 0-1. Fired over the third baseman's head, but a jumping catch by Smantana. A great leaping catch from him as that will retire Pimentel. That ball looked like it might get over his head, but Smantana closed the gap and made the running catch for out number 2. So that'll bring up Garrett Roberts, the designated hitter. He's hitless today. Flew out to right in the 2nd inning. Popped up to 3rd in the 4th inning and struck out in the 7th. Garrett Roberts, top 5 in the league in RBIs. Roberts with 16 of them on the year. His 17th would be huge as Dylan Ott stands on second base. He's the game-winning run. Hall comes set and delivers. Roberts, big hack, but no contact as that goes right back into the glove of Waltman. No balls and 1 strike. Infield straight up. Left fielder playing fairly shallow. So we've seen Roberts drive that ball a couple times. Outfield and all around playing pretty shallow. As that pitch taken for a strike. Very quickly, no balls and 2 strikes as Tanner Hall, the starting pitcher from the Locos, trying to get out of a jam once again. He's up no balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom of the 9th. Dylan Ott stands on second base. The 0-2. Swing and a miss by Roberts. Top of the 10th here from Don Edwards Park. Score still knotted at 0. Settlers are 0-1 in extra inning games this season. Their lone loss came to the Xenia Scouts, 13-12 in 10 innings. The Locos have not seen an extra inning game yet. Locos, of course, first place in the Northern Division, 8-5. Settlers near the bottom of the Southern. As Spencer Berg on for his second inning of work. First pitch to Judson Ward, misses high for a ball. Ward today is 0 for 3, has a pair of groundouts, one to short, one back to the pitcher, and flew out to left. So Ward, the lefty, swing and miss from the second pitch from Berg, evens the count at 1 apiece. Ward, the lefty, and then 2 righties coming up next. So you may not see Berg too much longer. He rolled through that first inning of relief. 2 strikeouts and a flyout. That pitch flared into right field. Alice giving chase over his left shoulder and making the catch for out number 1. So the leadoff hitter flies out to left field to Brendan Alice. And that'll bring up Jared Smantana to the plate. Smantana also 0 for 3 today. Has a strikeout and a pair of groundouts. It looks like we might get a pinch hitter. We are. That'll be number 11, Tyler Simon. So Simon replaces Smantana here in this 10th inning. Simon from Albany, Georgia. He goes to Kennesaw State as well, so teammates with Luke Torbert. He sees his first pitch taken for a ball. Simon also a right-handed hitter. He's hitting .227 on the year, .375 on base percentage, 10 hits. Second pitch from Berg, also taken for a ball. 3 of those hits from Simon, extra bases, 5 RBIs, 5 strikeouts, and 8 walks. So he looks to reach base here in the top of the 10th inning. We got extras here from Don Edwards Park. That pitch fouled straight back as Berg gets in the strike column. 2 balls and 1 strike with the fastball. Simon got 42 starts this season for the Owls. Hit .311, 55 hits, so not too shabby of a year from him as he stands in 6 feet, 160 pounds. Berg delivers good curveball for a strike and even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Berg has 2 strikeouts already today. Had 2 in the 9th inning. 1 looking and 1 swinging. The 2-2. Curveball just misses once again as that'll move the count to full. Only 2 walks today from this Settler pitching staff. Pitching staff that averages about 7 walks per game. So a dominant performance from them. A dominant performance from John McCauley. Started today, went 8 innings, a season high for the teams. 3-2 fouled back. No, excuse me, swing and a miss as that pitch thrown over to first base. Good pick from Dill. No, the ball gets knocked out of his glove as it appeared as Dill picked that ball out of the dirt. It sounded like Simon got a piece of it and it was a foul ball, but he did swing and miss. Ball squared away from Baker, tried to throw him out. Dill with the pick, but Simon ran into his glove and Dill was not able to hold on to that one. So that will go down as a strikeout, but an error as well. So Berg gets credit for his 3rd strikeout. It'll be an error on the catcher in Baker. So Lima with the go-ahead run on first base as Justin Wiley will come to the plate. Wiley's 0 for 3 today. Flew out to right, center, and grounded out as he takes that first pitch for a strike. Lima has a stolen base as a team today. Their 35th stolen base of the season, so they're never afraid to try to swipe a bag here as Simon gets a big lead over there on first. Pitch misses high and outside, evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Berg in his 5th appearance, throwing 7 1/3 innings. Trying to shut the door here in the 10th. That pitch loops into shallow right field. Coming on is Alice, but he's not going to be able to get there, so runners will be on first and second base. The Locos are threatening once again off the one-out single from Justin Wiley. So Simon moves in to second base, and we'll get a mound visit from pitching coach Michael Sandman. Good pitch from Berg. Wiley just stuck his bat head out there and flipped that ball into right field. Alice playing pretty close to that right field line, but probably wasn't going to make the play regardless of where he was. It was just too shallow, and Wilson, the second baseman, too far away from him, so just a perfectly placed ball by Justin Wiley, and the Locos with 2 runners aboard. Once again, they had 2 runners aboard in the 3rd inning and the 6th innings. That 3rd inning, 2 runners aboard with 2 outs. McCulley able to get out of it with a strikeout looking. In the 6th inning, had a leadoff double, a strikeout, a walk, and then 2 more strikeouts. Both those, obviously, John McCulley throwing as Berg tries to repeat here in the top of the 10th inning. Top of the order now, it'll be Michael Diffley. Diffley's 1 for 4 today. First pitch to him, grounded 2 short to Eddie Pena. 6-4, over to first, 4-3. No, missed it, was Nathan Dill off his glove, and the runner in Simon will come around to score. So Lima scores off the error on the first baseman in Dill. That was a tailor-made double play. Pena flipped it over to Wilson at second. Wilson trying to get it over to Dill, but hit right off of his glove. And Diffley will move into second base, as that is our first run of the game here today. Cade Beloso will come to the plate now. He's got 1 hit today. He's 1 for 3. Had a ground out in the 1st. Pop up in the 8th. Double in the 6th and a walk back in the 3rd. As Berg will deal his first pitch to Beloso, taken for a strike. Beloso, the LSU commit, he'll play for the Tigers this fall. Won back-to-back state titles for John Curtis High School down in Louisiana. He was also the Louisiana Gatorade Player of the Year. So Locos trying to add on some insurance in this 10th inning. Locos breaking the seal on this game. We've seen 9 scoreless innings before this 10th. That pitch taken inside for a ball. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. A masterful outing from John McCulley. He'll get the no decision in this one. Went 8 innings, 3 hits, 9 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Longest outing of the year we'd seen from a settler. Starting pitcher, the bats just couldn't get going here today. That pitch misses outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Settlers have not scored yet. They were shut out in their last game against the St. Clair Green Giants. That was the first time all year they had been shut out. The offense hadn't been doing too bad of a job this year. That pitch swung on and missed. 2 balls and 2 strikes. It really had been the pitching staff that had been allowing, I mean, quite frankly, too many runs. And obviously more runs than the hitters could put up. But today, just the opposite. Pitching staff holding it down and hitting not there today. The 2-2. Pitch taken in the dirt. 3 balls in 2 strikes. 1-0 ball game here in the top of the 10th inning. Full count to Beloso with 2 outs. And Diffley on second base. Spencer Berg on the mound for the Settlers in his second inning of work. Lima pushing across their only run today off the error by the first baseman, Nathan Dill. 3-2 from Berg. Popped into left field. Ott will give chase. He's in foul ground near the bullpen and will make the catch. Hitting the wall, nearly flipping over, is Dylan Ott. Great catch from him as that fence got up on him quickly, but the Settlers have their work cut out for them. They head to the bottom of the 10th, trailing 1-0.
Starting your settlers off at the bottom of the 10th. Footers, Turner.
Bottom of the 10th inning, it'll be a new pitcher on the mound for the Locos. It'll be the lefty Bryson Finney from Fairburn, Georgia. He'll be a sophomore this season, making his third appearance in relief. Only thrown 2 innings, has a 9 ERA. He's given up 2 runs. Both of those earned, 1 strikeout, 1 walk, and 3 hits as his first pitch to Turner Hill was taken for a ball. You can close the book on starting pitcher Tanner Hill as Hill sees that pitch. Hall, the starting pitcher, went 9 innings, no runs, 4 hits, 5 strikeouts, no walks. So a great outing for him. As that pitch comes across for a strike. Starting pitchers really dueling it out pitch for pitch. McCauley went 8, Hall went 9. As that pitch misses once again. 3 balls and a strike to Turner Hill. Turner looking to get on board for the first time today. He's 0 for 3. A pair of groundouts to the second baseman and a fly out to left. The 3-1 from Finney. Taken for a strike. Hill thought that might have been ball 4, but that'll run the count full. Bryson from Kennesaw State. That pitch misses inside. A leadoff walk from Turner Hill puts him aboard. And the Settlers, for the second consecutive inning, will have their leadoff man aboard. Brendan Alice will come to the plate now. He's 0 for 3 today. Popped up to the pitcher in foul ground in the second. And a fly out to center in the 5th and the 7th for Alice as he squares to bunt. Taken high for a ball. Third baseman Spantana charging hard. He's playing about 2 or 3 feet in front of that cutout over at third base. First baseman holds him on. Alice squares the bunt once again. Fake throw to first base. Nobody there, however. 2 balls and a strike to Alice as Finney has come out of the pen and not thrown a ton of strikes. As we're going to get a meeting on the mound with Waltman, the catcher. Finney, as we said, from Kennesaw State University, so another teammate of Luke Torbert. Hill over on first base. Settlers only getting their 6th runner aboard. Have 4 hits, 1 reached on an error. And now the walk from Hill. That was the first walk conceded by this Loco pitching staff as that pitch misses outside once again. So 3 balls and no strikes to Alice, as Finney in danger of walking 2 straight hitters. Third baseman Spantana still in that cutout. Alice squares to bunt once again. Ball taken for a strike. First baseman Beloso charging in as well. 3 balls and a strike now to Alice. We'll see if he continues to square. He does. Finney comes set. That pitch bunted right back to the pitcher in Finney. He's going to go to first with it. Fires over to the second baseman in Wiley and in time. So Alice does his job with the sacrifice bunt and moves Hill into scoring position. This much like the bottom of the 9th inning when Dylan Ott reached on the leadoff single. Sam Wilson bunted him over, but Pimentel and Roberts were not able to bring him across. That'll bring up the right-handed hitting catcher, Cale Baker. Cale is 0 for 3 today. Has a pop out to the second baseman and a pair of strikeouts. So Cale, he's due. First pitch from Finney, taken high. Cale, as we've mentioned today, a lot of powers. We're going to see a meeting on the mound here by the Loco coaching staff. This game moving fairly quickly. We're about 2 hours and 10 minutes into it, and we've played 9 innings. We're in the 10th right now. We said both starting pitchers doing a stand-up job. And Tanner Hall for the Locos and John McCauley for the Licking County Settlers. Both pitchers combined to throw 17 scoreless innings. Only 2 walks given up by the 2 of them. Pair of hits. A lot of strikeouts, 14 strikeouts. So really, not much more you could ask from either starting pitcher. Neither offense was able to really figure the other pitcher out. McCauley faced 5 hitters in 1 inning twice, but that was really the most damage the Locos could put up with him out on the mound. Settlers sent 5 to plate in 1 inning. Most innings, they went down 1-2-3. 6 out of the 9 innings that Hall threw, they went down 1-2-3 as Baker stands in here in the bottom of the 10th inning. That pitch misses outside, so after the meeting on the mound, Finney throws another ball missing outside. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out. Turner Hill at second base. He's the tying run. Bottom of the 10th inning. Settlers trail 1-0. Baker thought about taking a hack at that one. He took it, however, and that was for a strike. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Cale Baker, the former player of the year in Ohio, the 2-1 to him. Taken once again for a strike. So Finney able to bounce back after getting down 2 balls, no strikes. Evens the count at 2 apiece. Baker down to his last strike. He struck out his last 2 plate appearances, looking for his first hit today. The 2-2 from Finney. Swung on and missed. Strike number 3. That's 3 strikeouts today for Cale Baker as he is retired. Settlers down to their final out here in the 10th inning. It'll be Nathan Dill. Dill's 1 for 3 today. He flew out to right in the 3rd inning, doubled off the base of the wall in the 5th, and struck out in the 8th. Turner Hill stands on second base, representing the tying run. First pitch to Dill, swung on and missed. And Finney getting ahead in the count for the first time here in this 10th inning. 2 outs, bottom 10, 1-0. Lima leads. The 0-1. Swung on and missed from Dill. He is down to his final strike. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Settlers trail by 1 in the bottom of the 10th. Dill with 1 hit already today. Could use another here. The 0-2. Swung on and missed. Strike number 3. So back-to-back strikeouts after this sacrifice bunt. And the Licking County Settlers fall in this one 1-0. Settlers will move to